One of the most frustrating things that can happen while you're driving is having your check engine light come on, especially if it's accompanied by the traction control light. Both warning lights coming on at the same time can be a sign of serious trouble, but it's not always a cause for alarm. There are a few different reasons why this might happen, and we'll go over some of the most common causes. The most common cause of both the check engine light and traction control light coming on is problems related to a faulty traction control system and its malfunction due to road conditions. Faulty wheel speed sensors or even low tire pressure can all cause the check engine light to come on with the traction control light. TCS light meaning. When there is a trouble code in the traction control system, the traction control TCS light turns on. In case one or more of your tires lose grip while you're driving, the traction control system aids in keeping you in command of the vehicle. When the road surface is particularly slippery, icy, or otherwise less than optimum, this is a frequent occurrence. Furthermore, the frequency with which you use your traction control system is determined by your driving habits. The more reckless you drive, the more frequently you'll need traction control to save you. The TCS light has several functions. For starters, it indicates that the traction control system is active. Secondly, it comes on when there's a problem with the system. It can also indicate that the system is disabled. It's important to note that the TCS light doesn't necessarily mean there's a problem with your vehicle. It's perfectly normal for the light to come on occasionally while you're driving. However, if the light is coming on frequently or stays on after you've restarted your engine, then there might be an issue that needs to be addressed by a mechanic. Check engine light meaning. We also need to understand the check engine light, CEL, before we get to the bottom of this. The check engine light is one of the most misunderstood lights in a car. Many people think that the CEL is only there to indicate a problem with the engine, but this isn't always the case. The specific problem indicated by the CEL can vary depending on the make and model of your vehicle. You can diagnose the specific problem by making the engine light come on using an ECU scanner that is connected to an OBD2 to get the codes that are being thrown. The check engine light is mostly accompanied by other lights like the traction control light, oil pressure light, or battery light. In some cases, it can also be accompanied by a message on the instrument panel that says check engine. How to diagnose the problem. Since most of the newer cars are generally driven and controlled by a variety of computer programs and sensors, these diagnoses may be made considerably easier without physically tinkering around under the hood. You can use an OBD2 scanner to read and reset the error codes that are being thrown by the computer. This will give you a good idea of what is going on and why these lights are coming on. When both the check engine and traction control lights come on, here are two codes that you might see when you use an OBD2 scanner. Code P0856. This code indicates a defective control switch or a problem with the connector. Code P0858. This code indicates a problem with the wiring. Common causes of the check engine and traction control lights coming on. There are a few common causes for these two lights to come on. Here are some of the most common ones. TCS system turned off. While mentioning how a TCS works, we also mentioned that the light comes on when the system is disabled. In some cases, the TCS system can be turned off if you accidentally hit the button, or if someone who doesn't know how the system works disables it. However, in most cases, while the TCS is turned off, the check engine light will not also come on. So, definitely, when the check engine light remains on even after the TCS light goes off, you should use an OBD2 scanner to diagnose the problem. Faulty wheel speed sensors. A wheel speed sensor is a type of tachometer that measures the rotational speed of a wheel. The information is then sent to the electronic control unit, ECU, of a vehicle where it's used to determine the speed and distance traveled by the vehicle. The ECU uses this information to adjust the speed of the vehicle and also to activate the traction control system when necessary. If one of the wheel speed sensors is not working properly, it can cause the check engine light to come on. In most cases, this will also cause the traction control light to come on as well. Low tire pressure. One of the most common causes of the check engine and traction control light coming on is low tire pressure. This usually happens when one or more of the tires in a car are not inflated to the proper level. Not only does this cause the check engine light to come on, but it can also cause other problems like decreased fuel efficiency and increased wear and tear on the tires. If you suspect that low tire pressure is the cause of the check engine and traction control light coming on, the first thing you should do is check the tire pressure in all 4 tires. If one or more of the tires are low, inflate them to the proper level and reset the TCS, then see if the lights go off. Is it safe to drive with a TCS light? The TCS light is mostly a warning light that comes on to let the driver know that there is a problem with the traction control system. In most cases, it's safe to drive with this light on as long as you're not driving in slippery conditions. However, if the check engine light is also on, then it's advisable to get the car checked. This indicates a more serious problem that needs to be fixed as soon as possible. Does bad traction control cause problems for the engine? The traction control system is not directly connected to the engine, and therefore cannot cause any problems for it. However, if there is a problem with the TCS, it can indirectly cause problems for the engine. For example, if the TCS is not working properly, it can cause the wheels to slip, which can lead to loss of traction. This can cause the engine to work harder, which can lead to decreased fuel efficiency and increased wear and tear on the engine. To summarize what we talked about in this video, the most typical reason for both the check engine light and traction control warning coming on is a faulty traction control system failure owing to road conditions. The check engine light may also come on due to faulty wheel speed sensors or even low tire pressure. Whenever you see either the check engine or traction control light come on, it's advisable to get the car checked as soon as possible. These lights usually indicate a problem that needs to be fixed to avoid further damage to the car. I hope this video helped. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and follow so you don't miss any of my videos.